Hey everybody, it's Missy. Thanks for joining me again today for another video. Today's layout is for the cut shop, and I'm going to be using two different cut files. The Love Struck cut file, which is a new one, and this one called Over the Moon, which is an older cut file. And I'm going to be scrapbooking this cute black and white picture of my daughter from a few years ago. She was just having a little playtime on the floor, and so I took some pictures, and they turned out really cute. And I've already got my cut files ready to go here. These two are from the older set, Over the Moon, and the teal one that says I Love You to the Moon and Back, that is from the newer Love Struck cut file. And I'm going to be using some of Chamelle's new collection called Starshine. And these cut files are perfect for that collection because there's a lot of elements, you know, about the moon and stars and the sky, and a lot of fun things like outer space type stuff. Dream, shine bright, reach for the stars, that type of thing. And I just thought, hey, I'm going to make that work together. And I'm going to do one of my favorite techniques of all time, which is cut little pieces of pattern paper and back the open spots of the cut file. And so this is going to take me some time, and I don't film the entire process because you know how long this takes if you've ever done this. And so I'm just picking different papers, different colors, and cutting them up and gluing them down. And this collection has gorgeous colors. It's such unique shades of blue and pink. And there's this really pretty navy blue color that is just really, really pretty. And so I definitely want to incorporate that into this page. And so this is a good way, this type of technique, using the cut file or backing the cut file like this, is a really good way to get lots of color and patterns on your paper or on your layout in small doses. You don't have to use a huge chunk of a busy pattern like that one right there. You can just use tiny pieces of it, and so you're still getting it on the page, but it's just a little piece of it. All right, so I've got that heart done, and I absolutely love how it turned out. I even like the back of it. It's just, the colors are so pretty. And the two hearts are going to be the basis of, of this design. And I want the I Love You to the Moon and Back to pretty much serve as my title. And I've also cut the cute little moon there. And it's going to overlap my picture. And I just used some of the yellow pattern paper that's in this collection to cut the moon. And I'm just backing my picture here with a little bit of tissue paper. And I'm going to use that white cardstock as my background. And I am going to do a little bit of mixed media on it here. So I'm going to start with some clear gesso. And the clear gesso, well, this brand anyway, the Liquitex brand, I found that is very gritty. And it almost feels, like there's some sand mixed in with it sometimes. But it works okay for me, and it serves its purpose of priming the paper so the paint doesn't rip right through it. And this is my Kuretake set of watercolors. Really, really pretty, rich colors. I love the consistency of this watercolor. It's very pretty. And it's got this, actually several shades of blue that are just gorgeous. And so this pretty navy, darkish blue color matches the blue in this collection, I think. And so I'm just using the packaging technique and my brush to kind of give some messy watercolor look coming out from behind the heart. And I kind of wind up doing a little more than I wish I would have. I just kind of got paint happy and just kept going, and I wish I would have made it a little more subtle, but I think in the end it winds up looking okay. I just, add a little bit more water to the brush and tap it around to add some splatters, because, the whole point of this is to make it look messy, and, splatters are the perfect way to make it look a little bit messy. I kind of wish I would have just stopped right there, but I decided to keep going. If you've ever created your own background like this, you know how fun it is and how addicting it is. And it's hard to know sometimes when to say when. And that was the case for me today. I just kept going. And I didn't want the heart to be perfect, with perfect edges. I wanted it to look kind of messy. So once I get it done, I decide, I think I did too much. I want to kind of white out some of it so it's not so much. And as you can see here, I'm dipping my finger in some white gesso, and all I'm doing is smudging the paint. And so it's making it a light blue color. And that's really not what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep it the darker blue. But I kind of like the effect it's giving here. It's kind of making it look kind of smoky and hazy around the edges. And I kind of like the way that looks. Although that wasn't my original intention. But, sometimes that's the fun part of experimenting and playing around with things, especially when you're using your finger. You just, you never know sometimes what results you're going to get. And, I'm fine with it. At first I thought, oh, great, you just messed this up. You really should just start over. But I thought, no, let's just keep at it. And if you don't like the color, you can just pull out some gelatos or some more paint. And I think in the long run, it looks okay. So I decided I did want to add a couple of layers behind my picture. And so I just use a couple of these cut apart pieces from this pattern paper as layers. I didn't want to add too much because I wanted the focus to stay on that heart with all that color. And I didn't want to cover up a lot of it. And I didn't want to add a bunch of stuff to compete with it. Because it's pretty much, besides the picture, I think it's the star of the layout. Simply because there's so much color and so much pattern. And, I didn't want to take away from that. And so that's one reason why I cut the I Love You to the Moon and Back in one solid color. And I cut the moon in a solid color because I knew that the big heart was going to have a lot going on. So I try to even things out a lot. If I know I'm going to have one big busy element, then I try to simplify everything else on the page. And it helps when if you have something going on like that, if your picture is black and white, because then you don't have competing colors in the picture as well. And so I love how this is coming together. I love the colors. The colors are just gorgeous. So I want to add a little bit behind the cut file there, but nothing too crazy. And so I'm just using my Heidi Swapp gold. No, that's not gold. That's butter. Color shine here. I just sprayed it directly onto the page because it's a really soft, pretty yellow. And I knew that it wouldn't be ultra bright. And I just wanted a little bit to pull out some more of the yellows from the big heart. I just wanted a little bit on the background there. And so I think that did the job just right. I'm going to go ahead and stick down my picture and staple my layers together because I know that's exactly the way I want that to look. So now I'm going to come in and start working with embellishments and some more texture and things. And so I'm going to just start with some of my thread here. I want a little bit more of a pop of yellow on the left since I've got the moon is yellow and I've got the spray that's yellow. I want some yellow on the other side of the picture. And so I'm going to do that by using some thread. And I just pulled it off the spool and tangled it up and added it down. And I'm going to go ahead and glue down my heart there because I know that that's where that's going to stay. And the other heart as well. And now for some embellishing. And these are all little bits, die cuts and ephemera from the Starshine collection. So all these papers, except for the cardstock, all of the papers and embellishments here are from the Chamel collection. And that piece of cord is from my stash, and I just like to add it into the little circle part of the tag. And then I play around a little bit with some embellishments here. I wasn't quite sure. I wanted to add some more, words or sentiments underneath the picture. Even though my title is in the smaller heart, I still wanted a little extra. And so there's a whole pack of these really cute clear stickers in this Shoppe collection. But for them to remain, if I was to stick it directly onto the paper, it wouldn't be its true color, because you'd be able to see the other things through it. And so I stuck it on some white cardstock and just cut it out. And so it looks rich. It looks like its true color. It's that really rich navy blue color. So I added a little bit of navy blue. Oh, there's a little hand helping me on the right there. Some navy blue thread on the left as well. And I decided to change out that little sentiment. And I'm going to use the shine and then this dream. And I love the font. I think that font is so pretty. I think all of these stickers are so pretty. I just wanted to use all of them. There's a bunch of little yellow stars. And so I decided to kind of sprinkle them around the top to kind of mimic a sky. And I added some aqua or teal thread underneath the bottom there. Again, mainly just for texture and another little pop of color and interest. And then I'm going to add in another clear acetate piece from the ephemera pack. It says Imagine. And I know it's kind of covered up with the stars, but that's okay with me. Another sticker that's clear, and this is a little camera. And again, I just stick it on white cardstock and cut it out, because if I was to stick it where it winds up, you wouldn't even be able to see it. I use it right there to the left of that tag. And that's another way. Actually, any sticker that you have, if you're not sure where you want to put it, and you don't want to stick it directly onto your page, stick it on some white cardstock and cut it out first, and then you can move it around and see where you want it. And I added some pop dots there, and I like the way that looks. And so I'm going to add a little bit of a clustering down at the bottom of the layout. And so on the cut apart sheet, there's this cute little saying here. And of course, I can't remember what it says, and I can't read it from here. Now, this washi tape, y'all, I found this somewhere a long time ago, and it matches this collection perfectly. Every little stripe of color is in this collection, and I just had to use it. So I add it down there at the bottom just for a little extra element of color, and then I add this little yellow torn piece. And I did some stitching off camera, just some straight stitching with a navy blue thread above and below the picture, and then down there at the bottom. And then I do one more sticker, and it's this butterfly, and I'm going to fussy cut that out as well. And I'm going to wind up layering it down at the bottom with a flare button. And the flare button is from A Flare for Buttons. And it's mostly yellow with a little star, and I thought this would be the perfect layout for this, since, there are some stars up top there, even though they're very subtle and they're very small. And I do give it a little thread nest to sit in, and I just use my aqua or teal, whichever color you want to call it. And again, it just brings some of that teal color down there in the bottom. I think it's getting close to being wrapped up. I didn't want my video to be too long, so I did not film adding my journaling, but I did add some journaling and my date stamp there. So that's the final layout. I had a great time making this. I hope you guys like it. It was a lot of fun. So let me know if you have any questions about any of the cut files or any of the products that I used. Check out the cut shop. Lots of cute cut files in there. Every other week, Ashley adds in new cut files, and we have a blog hop coming up later this week, so stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.